Hi everyone, I am here today to do an intro class on the Premium Starter Kit with Young Living, and hopefully you've gotten your kit in the mail already. If you haven't, you can go to debbiehill.net and talk to me, email me, and we can talk to you about getting one. But this is basically what I'm going to do for my intro class when you're actually sitting at my dining room table. So here's your kit. I'm going to open it. It'll come with either one of these two diffusers. We have the Dewdrop diffuser, which is a fairly new diffuser. You can push the button once for it to run, and the second time it will turn off the light. So if it's really dark in your room, you don't like it dark in your room, you can turn it off at night while you're sleeping. Then we also have our home diffuser. It looks like a purple flower on top. And this one has 3 settings, so you can either run it, push it again and hold it, and it'll be intermittent, and then push it again and the light will go off. So it's kind of nice. They both run for about 3 hours or so. Put water in about 8 to 10 drops, depending on how strong you want it to be, and they will automatically go off, so you don't have to worry about leaving the house and it running or falling asleep and it's running. So those are our 2 diffusers. You can get the other ones. They're a little bit more expensive, but I like to start with either one of those. They're both great, really just about decor preference. So this is your kit. This is how it will come when you get your kit, and I'm going to open that shortly. But before we do, I'm going to start with our catalog that we have here, and I'm going to kind of give you a little tour. If you've got your catalog, go ahead and get it. We'll talk about Young Living and how it got started and a little background on it. So here on the front page, you see this is Gary and Mary Young. Mary Young is now the CEO of our business. Gary's spending most of his time out in the farms. But the whole company, Young Living, started about 20 years ago when Gary was in a logging accident and he could no longer walk. And they told him that was pretty much it. He was like, forget that nonsense. And he started looking to holistic ways of healing. And voila, that's how Young Living came about. It wasn't just oils that helped him, but it was a big part of his recovery. So that's how Young Living got started over 20 years ago. Here's Gary again in the farms. And then here are all our farms all over the world. We own most of our farms, which is like really cool. And we are partner farms because we're just getting so big. There's just no way. But you can look at it more detailed in your catalog. You will get your catalog with your kit. So, and then this page here talks about seed to seal. And what seed to seal is Gary picks out the seeds. He's very particular about the seeds he uses. He wants to make sure they're the highest of quality. And then we cultivate the property or the land. We do use our oils to cultivate the land. It's all glary, so I'm not going to keep holding it up there. And then we distill. And Gary actually builds his own distilleries. He couldn't find any out there that he liked, so he builds a distillery. So when they distill on property, we test in-house and out-of-house, which I think is really cool, because you can always say something inside the inside doors that are closed, but when you're comparing outside and inside, you're making sure everything is copacetic. So I love, love, love that. I think that's really cool. And then we seal. We have our own machines right there. I've been out to Utah. I've seen the machines out there where they bottle everything and cap everything and close it up, and it goes right from there, basically from the farm right to your house. So it's really cool. So I don't know of any other company that does that, and that's one big piece of why I use Young Living, because they're just pure. And I know that. I have all the confidence in the world that he's only giving us the best of the best. So here's another page. You turn the page. Here's more about our fields or our farms all around the globe, and they are literally all around the globe. So that's kind of neat. You can't grow frankincense here in Florida. You have to go to Oman. So, and then here it talks about our essential oils. We're going to go to the next page. We talk about how we can use our oils. And there are several ways you can use them. You can use them aromatically, which is with our diffusers. You could put them on your toilet roll, and every time it spins, you get a little fresh citrus fresh or whatever you put on there. Put it on a cotton ball and stick it in your AC unit or in your car. So there's lots of ways. Just breathe it out of the bottle. Put it on your hands and smell it. There's just about a million ways you can use it aromatically. And then putting it on your body. Most of our oils you can use straight. We do have some that are hot, like oregano, for instance, is a really hot oil. It will burn your skin if you have sensitive skin. So you want to mix that with a carrier oil. We have a great oil called V6 that you can mix that with. Let me go get it back behind me here. Here's our V6. This is a small bottle. I highly recommend you get the larger bottle. It just, price point, it just makes more sense. And it's a great carrot oil. It does not feel greasy when you use it, and it will last a really long time. So think about putting that, if you're taking notes, put that as a must-buy, because the V6 is a great carrier oil, and I'll show you how you can mix that in a little bit. And then we also have supplements as well as using our oils. You can put them in little clear capsules and take them internally. It says on the bottle whether or not you can or not, and also, I believe, in our catalog. So that's kind of just a little background of Young Living and the company itself and how awesome it is. And now I am going to jump right into our oils. I'm going to try to keep this brief so I don't take up too much time. I have a tendency to get carried away. So here's the box. When you get your box, you just slide this baby off like that. And you open I love this box. I mean, it's so beautiful. You open up your box. And inside here, you're going to find some information all about Young Living. And then here is your set of oils, of your 10 oils. And you pop that out. And then underneath here, we have a little bit more great stuff that I'll share with you in a few minutes. So hopefully you're taking notes. Get out a piece of paper. I know a lot of people do when I do my classes, so it's good information to kind of write down and refer back to. So this is our little kit. What I love about it, look at the back. It's got a little pop-up thing. So you pop this out like this. Great for just putting in your house somewhere like this, or if you do events. It makes it a really nice display for your table. So there are the oils. I'm going to use my old box of oils instead of opening up these. Let's see, we'll start with the top one. Here we have Digize. And if you want to take out your Digize, well, I take out my Digize. Digize, open it up. Oh, let me tell you one other thing. You see this little thing right here on the plastic on top? The hole in the middle is really just for air coming through. The oil comes out from the sides. So when you drop it, if you're having a hard time getting it dropped, just kind of spin the bottle a little bit, and it'll, if you get to the right spot where the little hole is on the edge, it'll flow out easier. Some oils are thicker than others, so some come out quicker. You get one or two, it's no big deal. It's not like taking 1 or 2 Advil where you have to be careful about dosage. I've never heard of anybody overdosing on oils. You can mix as many as you want on your body. The peppermint and copaiba, write that down. Those will help drive the oils into your body. They both come in the kit. So either one of those will help drive all the other oils in if you put it on top. So Digize. So we're going to talk about Digize. And Digize is digestion. Go figure. So you go out and have a Mexican dinner. Those spices got to your belly. It's a great product to use for something like that. Just rub it right on your stomach. Any oil you put on the bottom of your feet will go through your whole body. They're very intuitive. They know where to go. So you can put it on your feet. But with the Digize, I would pretty much just go with your stomach where it hurts. And just 1 or 2 drops. You know, you may have to do it again a little later on, depending on how severe, you know, how much Mexican food you ate. So go for that. No offense, Mexican food. I love you. So anyway, that's Digize. And then the lemon is coming up next. Lemon is great for helping your body maintain a homeostasis with your pH balance. So I love putting lemon in my water. I like using the lemon oil versus a regular lemon because the lemon rind or real lemon has the acid from the actual fruit, where this lemon is coming from the rind. So you're getting the health benefits from it, the antioxidant properties from it. and it's helping your body maintain a homeostasis. So I love the way it tastes. I love either putting lemon or the orange. The tangerine is delicious. I just had that a little earlier today. In your water. It also will actually remove glue if you've got glue on your counter. Oh, always use glass. Always make sure you're putting it in glass. In fact, most oils you want to put in glass. They're very volatile, so they'll start pulling the plastic out of the plastic bottle if you put it in there, and then you're ingesting chemicals from the plastic, and you don't want to do that. So that's with all of the oils. Lemon intensely, any of the citrus oils are really good at pulling out. So think about what it does in your body if it's pulling things, right? So it's a good thing. So I use that every morning in my water, 1 or 2 drops, depending. If you get 3, it's no big deal. It just tastes more lemony. And it smells great in the diffuser. Love that in the diffuser. I would pretty much use every oil here in my diffuser, other than the Dijaz, I wouldn't. And the Panaway, I would not put in. And the frankincense. Those 3. Actually, the Cobaiba too. Cobaiba I wouldn't put in my diffuser, but all the other ones I would. Reason being, Dijaz really is for you digestive system. Yeah, it's good for balancing that. So I think you're good with that. The lemon's great in the diffuser, and now we're going to move on to frankincense. I love using frankincense. I put it in a little roll-on. I should have brought it up to the table. Let me run and get it. Coming right back, I promise. Okay, sorry about that. So I like to put my frankincense in a little roll-on right here, and I add the V6, like I was showing you earlier, to this bottle, and I use it around my eyes. It's good for the appearance of wrinkles. It makes your face, it just is healthy. So I love using this. It makes your skin look nice and young. And the appearance prettier and smoother. So anyway, I put my roll on like this. I keep this in my bathroom, and I use this in the evening before I go to bed. So that's my frankincense. It's a very healing oil. They brought it to baby Jesus, so back then, it's a really, really good. It's an expensive oil, which leads me to remind you, which I didn't know when I first got involved with Young Living, that even though all these bottles are the same size, they're not the same price. A lemon oil, I think, is like $10 or something like that. A bottle of frankincense is closer to $90. So use that one sparingly. That's why I wouldn't put it in my diffuser. It's just an expensive oil. If I was doing a big meditation, or I was in that kind of space, I may use it then. But typically, I use that pretty much for my skin, or internally if I'm dealing with any kind of issue that I need to bring my body back to homeostasis really quick. I think that can facilitate my body in doing so. So, but I use this mostly for my skincare. And then we have purification. I love purification. It's got lemongrass in it, and citronella and tea tree. I put that one in the diffuser. I love the way it smells. If I've cooked fish or broccoli or something that's kind of intense smelling that I really would rather not smell, it kind of gives it a nice, fresh, clean air. If you have a cat or a dog, it kind of gets rid of those smells. It's great for when you have those outdoor annoyances to use before you're dealing with them, or afterwards. The purification is great. I actually take a bottle like this. I use the glass bottle. And I put water in here, distilled water, and then about 8 or 10 drops of the purification. And that's what I use when I go outdoors and I go camping or on the golf course. It's a great product to have. You have to use it a little bit more liberally than any of the other things out there. But it's worth it because I know it's going on my skin and it's healthy. So it's not going to harm me in any way. So that's purification. Lavender, we like to call that the Swiss Army knife of oils. So anytime you're in doubt, just use lavender. Your go-to, your quick go-to. Anytime you have a cut or a bruise, you are outdoors and something gotcha, you can use it for that. It helps you sleep at night. If you start getting that seasonal thing that's going on, you're with the trees or something, I love using that on the roof of my mouth. good for that. I make a little spray bottle for my daughter, for a teenager, for her skin. Keeps it nice and healthy and youthful. What else? Oh, if you're in your kitchen and you burn yourself, that's my go-to. It really helps soothe your skin. Or even actually if you've been outdoors and spent too much time at the beach, you might think about using that as well as a spray. So that's kind of lavender in a nutshell. I hope I'm not talking too fast. I'm trying to get this in a fairly short amount of time. But you can play it again and rewind so you get all your notes. Hopefully you're taking notes because there's a lot of information I'm giving you here. The next one on the bottom is Panaway. Panaway, and what does that sound like to you? I like using this one on my muscles. After I've worked out, it just feels really good. And again, it's all natural, so I'm not worrying about any chemicals going onto my body. You can pop a roll-on onto that. It works great like that. You can mix it if you want. Some of these you really have to pay attention. None of them bother my skin out of this whole kit, using them straight, but you also should test and make sure that they don't bother you in any way before you go ahead with those. Citrus is, well, I'm thinking of it, are very photosensitive, so you don't want to go put lemon or orange oil on your skin and then go out in the sun, because the reaction of the sun to the oil will turn your skin red. You will burn because of the reaction of the sun. It's not the oil, but the reaction of the sun with the oil. And speaking of that, you never want to leave any of your oils in the car or outside in the heat, especially the citrus. They will pop. So just be aware of that. Treat them like a little baby. They're very strong, but they're very sensitive as well. So Panaway I love, like I said, after a workout, if I've been doing too much gardening outside, that's a really good one to use on my body. And again, that is one that I would not put in my diffuser. I would just use that one topically, and I would not take that one internally as well. When we have that peppermint, oh, yummy. It's great. It wakes you up. It is really good. It's fabulous to have running around in your house in the diffuser, especially in the morning when you're trying to wake up, or if you're studying. It's great for, just stimulating your brain and your senses. A really, really good one to use for that. Again, another one if you're out and you're in the car, in the back seat, and that starts to bother you, the peppermint would probably come around and be very helpful for that. Or if you went out and just, like I said, ate a little too much, that may help as well. So it smells great. You can put it in your brownies. Love it in my brownies. Just 1 or 2 drops. That's all you need. I used basil in a couscous one day, and I put 1 drop, and it was way too strong. I had to make a whole nother batch. So just take the top and just stick a little toothpick in the top of it, and then dip it around in your food, and that way you can taste it there. You're not getting a full drop, because sometimes you don't even need a full drop of any of the oils. The tangerine is great in a shake. I love it there. Okay, where are we next? We did peppermint, RC. The way I remember what RC is good for, I think of chest, respiratory and chest. So it's, the winter season and things are getting a little rough. People are running around, doing their thing that they do during the winters, and their immune systems are getting down a little low. This is a good one to help with that. So, and then that's a really good one for that. So that's a good one. Look that one up also. There's probably a lot more benefits for that. Speaking of look up, there's a lot of references online. I will post, why don't you call me and let me know, and if you want some information on where you can use your third-party tools. I'm not quite sure if I can include this in this video. I may have to just make another whole video on third-party tools, of where you can get bottles and your books and information. PubMed.net, PubMed.com is a great website to go to for resources. Lots of studies there. So after RC, you have Cobaiba. I love that. I use that on my body as well as the Panaway. And like I said, it helps drive all the oils in. You'll want to look that one up online. It's great for bones and your whole musculatory system. So keep that one in mind for those type of things. And then Thieves, our signature oil. I love the way Thieves smells. It's fabulous. It has so many healthy properties. It's all about keeping your body, your immune system strong and healthy. You can put it on the bottom of your feet. Any oil on the bottom of your feet will go through your whole body. They're very intuitive. They'll know where to go. And you can ingest it as well. You can put a little capsule. I just drop it under my tongue. It's pretty intense, so kids are not crazy about that. But we do have a product called Inner Defense. I should have had all this stuff sitting here. This doesn't come in your kit, but Inner Defense is another product that my house will not live without. This is great when my daughter comes home and says, uh-oh, people are like under the weather. So we start this right away, and they've never missed a day of school, so since I've gotten to Young Living. So that's a really cool thing. So Inner Defense is really, really a great product that you want to put on your list with your V6. And then this is Thieves. We've got a whole Thieves line you'll see in your catalog. But this is, I clean everything from my toilets to my mirrors to my floors. I do not use any other chemicals or bleach in my home. I can't stand it. It turns me angry. It really puts me in a bad mood, and this stuff makes me happy. So even if you don't clean your own house and you have somebody that cleans it, give it to them to clean with. I've got a little spray top on here. This is an empty bottle. It comes as a concentrate. So you use 1 or 2 caps to one of those big bottles you can pick up like at the dollar store. I keep them in my closet. Well, my son keeps it in his room. But in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the shower, I spray my walls down and I squeegee, and I'm not choking because it smells great. So this is another one that goes on that list for your next order, Thieves Cleaner. It does come in an industrial size too, so you can buy it that way as well. I like this size bottle. This is typically what I usually end up buying. It goes a long way. Like I said, only a cap or 2 to a big bottle of distilled water. We now also have new Thieves dish soap for hand soap, not the dishwasher, but hand washing of your dishes. A fruit wash and a laundry detergent just all came out, so check out those cool products. You might want to put those on your list. So that's basically, in a nutshell, the kit. The oils, 10 of the oils that you get in your kit. And then inside your box, there's still another little thing in here. You pull this out and voila, you've got a whole lot more of stuff in here. What you have in here are these little tiny little bottles. And you can put little oils in there, some of your oil, and carry it around with you. This I like to do. I keep these with me. I keep it in my pocket, in my car, in my purse for a little whiff whenever I need it. And then you get another bottle. It's called Stress Away. Here's Stress Away. I love this stuff. I use this at night when I go to sleep. I feel so much better. I sleep well. So you can even just open the bottle and just smell it right out of the bottle. You don't even have to put it on. Here's one of those roll-ons that I was telling you about, and it comes with a cap. You get one of them in the box, and you can buy these individually. But when you take this, you want to pop off that little plastic on the top of a bottle. This little plastic thing, you pop that off, and then you take the little round ball and put it inside, and then you take the top and you screw the top on like this, and it'll pop the little ball in. Don't try to do this to it because the oil will go flying everywhere. I've done it, trust me. So learn from my mistake. Just put it in and then screw this black top on and it'll go on. I love using this one on my pan away. That's where I usually use it. You can pop them right off and use them on other bottles, so don't throw them away. I also take my bottles, I didn't bring one up here, and I keep my bottles. I never get rid of my bottles. I rip off the label, and when you rip off the label, you can actually reuse it. I put V6 and I mix other oils in them, and I make, my little concoctions myself. There is on all the labels, you'll see there's a place where you can peel off. Let me see if I think I did it on this one. There's a little peel here, and you peel this off like this. Oh, there's on these, you can see actually, there's like a little window, you see? It's like, so you can see how much oil you have in your bottle, which is really nice. The older bottles weren't like that. But you can see you can peel this off here. Shows you the window, and it gives you some more information underneath there. So that's kind of a cool little trick about the little bottles. So as you see, you got another bottle, the Stress Away in here. And then you got Ninja Red, which is a great fortifying health drink. I won't start my day without this stuff. I love it. It just makes me feel good all around. I think you saw my last video I did yesterday. I buy this by the bottle. And every morning, it's my first shot in the morning. Love it. Keeps me going. Feels great. I just feel fabulous. Like I told you in my previous video, my son calls it magic juice. So, and that's from a 17-year-old. So if he's thinking that, then, and when he's not feeling well, he's whipping at my drinks. It's disappearing quick. And then you get a few little samples and some cards to give away to other people. So that is your kit. I'm really excited you got it. And if you haven't gotten it yet, you have to get one because it's the only way to do it. Once you own your kit, you have met your commitment with Young Living. And you now save 24% on everything you buy. So when you buy your Thieves Cleaner and your Inner Defense or your toothpaste, or I do a lot of transfer buying with my products. I buy most of my stuff from me, then go into the store. So make your list and you save 24% on everything. You get the wholesale price versus the retail price. You do not have to buy every month, so know that. But if you do buy every month, which I do, and you're spending at least $50 in personal volume, which is most of it's dollar for dollar, you want to get on the Essential Rewards program. I believe it's in the back of our book. It talks about it. Basically, you save 10% on everything you order. The first 6 months, and then you save 15%. I'm not going to look for it now, but I believe it's in here. You save 10% the first 6 months, so you get 10% back in like a little kitty, and then after another 6 months, you know, the 6 through 12, you get 15% back, and then when you hit a year, you get 20% back in points, which is basically dollar for dollar. So you can leave them in there and let them like kind of add up like a little kitty, a little savings account. And that's how I first got my skincare with Young Living. When I first got it, I used that money. It was like, oh, something that I'm not ready to buy out of pocket yet. So I used my Essential Rewards, and it was like free stuff. I just had to pay shipping. Plus, with the Essential Rewards, you do get not free shipping, but you get discounted shipping. So that's really important. And it saves up, you know, it adds up. So, love my kit. I hope you enjoyed my class. I wish you were down here with me in sunny South Florida, but I'm thrilled you're part of my team if you are, and if you're not, you're welcome to join us in Team Abundance. I'm here to support you in any way I can, so please, if you want a business build or you're just a product user, you know, contact me, and let's go. Let's have fun. Let's stay healthy using Young Living. And I think that's about it. I've just talked about a half an hour. So until I do my next piece, I hope you all enjoyed. And thanks for joining me at my dining room table. And stay happy and healthy. Thank you. Have a great day. DebbieHill.net. Nope, go off.